Hello, it's Franz Spohn again, and today I would like to address my remarks to all the budding artists out there. And today we are going to talk about blooms and flowers. So I'm going to take a piece of watercolor paper and we'll take the daisy, or a flower similar to that. And a lot of times when people draw a flower like that, it's straight on, almost like a target. Now these kind of flowers are symmetrical. That means that they're the same along their axis. Fold them over, they would be the same. But this isn't the most particularly interesting part of a view of a flower. And so I'm going to look at this flower, and if you look at it straight on, then when it kind of changes around, you see that it's quite a different shape in drawing it. Oop. Must be something in the water. But anyhow, we'll really get a good look of this flower, all right? So I'm going to represent my flower with this circle, because when you look at the flower, you've got the center, and then you've got a circle that is described by the petals. And so I'm going to take a square, and the way to find the center of a square is to draw the diagonals, and then if you draw the perpendicular bisectors here through that, then you'll have a point on each side. You'll have 4 points that is tangent. That means it is right on the edge. Okay? And so to find the center of the circle, to continue, we come across here. Now this is some geometry that we'll use in order to draw flowers. Okay. So as an example, I kind of mocked one up. So again, there's a straight-on view, and then as that flower would turn away from me, you would start seeing those circles more as ovals or ellipses rather than a true circle. But visually, it's going to appear more like an oval. So in order to draw a flower, let's start with a brand new sheet of paper here. I'm going to take a watercolor pencil because I want it to be kind of the same pink. And I'm going to say, here's going to be the outside of my flower. So these two sides are going to be parallel, and these are going to be maybe not quite that different. Okay, so that's the square as if it's tilted a little bit. So I'm going to do the diagonals, and then I'm going to do these perpendicular bisectors, and then I'm going to have a smaller square on the inside that's going to represent where the circle of the flower, the center of the flower is going to be. So at those points, I know if I draw and connect the points in a rounded way, that's going to give me an ellipse. Straight on, it'd be a circle. And then I'm going to do the same thing here. So I have a small ellipse inside of a larger ellipse. And let's do another one. Let's say you've got one flower over here, and let's say we'll have another one kind of coming out at us, like that. Again, the diagonal, and then these to divide up into the quadrant, and now this is going to go this way. We'll just freehand that one in like that. So now it's just a matter of putting in the petals. So I'm going to start from the center, go to the outside. They don't have to be perfect because there are irregularities in nature, which makes everything much more interesting. Okay, so I've got that flower. Now these side will be a little bit longer. Okay. So instead of having kind of flowers in a row in a kind of a bullet style, think of something like that. Now, if you want to, this particular flower has 3 tiers. You can kind of finish it off, make it a little bit more showy, go from the center of one petal to the other. And the way that I've finished that off is I put markings, and because this is watercolor pencil, I take a brush and I can start getting some value into those petals. And I could use regular watercolor if I wanted to really kind of make some deeper shadows. Make that second tier kind of stand out a little bit more. So now it's just a matter of having the fun of kind of shading and coloring it in. The hard work has been done. And what's nice about the watercolor pencils is that you can keep a little bit of the line, or you can turn it totally into paint, and you can also use it with the regular paint. So my career is blooming as a floral artist here. And once I get the flower done, I can get this one done, and then I can use some green. Get the stem in there. And you can do the similar thing with the leaf. If you want to make the leaf bend in a certain way, then you can also put that in a box. So draw these little boxes as a way to kind of control the angle of your leaves and your flowers, and your floral pictures will be magnificent.